Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve a break. Enjoy a moment of indulgence. It's time for Zanna Coffee. Guilt-free pleasure. Zanna Coffee is the organic coffee to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Only the best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world that I selected. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade certified, sustainable organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com www.zannacoffee.com. Get your coffee bag now. Don't be cheap. Life is too short and you deserve the best. Zanna Coffee.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and on United States.FM network. Second hour, all about guns. More than guns, also about training, mindset, and much more. Now, just to let you know, this show, of course, is recorded, as you know. You're listening to this probably on K-Talks 1340 AM on Sunday. That's fine, that's great. And also around the world, probably on the internet. But just to let you know, I am right now recording this exactly Saturday evening, the day before the show. I went to a gun show in Kingman that I really enjoy, by the way. I like to go to these gun shows. Not just because I like to, trade, sell, exchange. I like to meet people. I like to meet people that normally, we're always somehow behind the computer on Facebook. We know each other somehow on Facebook, and that's great. It's a great way to communicate too. But when you see them in person, finally, you start to see, everybody has their personality, their dreams, their goals, or whatever. It's great. I like it. Even when you find it, the pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong. I got sometimes people that, especially other vendors, a little jealous. That's fine. I don't care. I am happy. I had a great show so far. Sunday was great. We did well. And looking forward for tomorrow. Anyway, regardless. Today's show, I want to talk a little bit about the Arizona Concealed Carry Permit. That classes that I am been sharing with you. Some of you at least. And I really enjoy, by the way. I said, this is for me not just I need another gig, okay? I have so many things I do. But I always try to do things that I enjoy. Things that I like. And why I have really chosen. It's like, you don't go by accident. You have to do your qualification, your studies, also, your different, I got my NRA pistol instructor classes, and of course I graduated, and I got my different other instructor classes. I always try to thrive to get the best I can, and I always try to give the best more than people expect. That's my philosophy in general in life, okay? At least I try. And I tell you why I wanted to do this new venture, this new, let's say, project, going out, meeting people and trying to help them out to get the Arizona Concealed Carry Permit. Because first of all, it is more than just a permit. It is about becoming a better gun owner. It's becoming about safer gun owner. It's about also trying to create, rather than liabilities, create assets in our community. Because I deeply believe when we have good men and women, armed, law-abiding people, who are armed, they can be somehow transforming our society in a safer society, in a more civil society, and a better society, a more polite society. I really believe that. If the person is a law-abiding person with a good attitude, a knowledge of the law, and of course also not just of the law, but also how to use that gun, when to use it, when not to use it. So that's my mission. Going out there and spreading the gospel. Some people go to the hospital to volunteer. Some people go to churches. That's what I do. Of course, I get paid, but I always give more and better than I believe anybody else out there. At least I tried my best. Now, I don't like to talk about myself, how great I am, because I'm not that great. I'm just a regular guy, but I try always my best. I like to share, though, what we had just a Sunday ago, what really happened, how this class went in Havasu. We had a beautiful class in Havasu Guns. It was my first class of a concealed carry permit for Arizona permit in Havasu. And at the Havasu Guns facility, I had a great time, I tell you. We probably spent more than 5 hours. As I said, this curriculum, normally the new curriculum from DPS, you can go through in 90 minutes, 60 minutes. Seriously, it's ridiculous. And I wanted to go deeper. My curriculum I think it's one of the best curriculum out there because I really believe I want to give more And more important, I want to let people know what they may not know. That's the philosophy. This is not a finish point. It's just the beginning of your journey. Now, let me shut up. Let me bring with me on the air a gentleman that I already had on my show in the past, and I really appreciate him because also been supported the show. He bought a Freedom rifle, and he listened to the show, and I appreciate also his input and feedback about different topics, like also when it comes down to gold mining and prospecting. Today I wanted to talk to him about his experience about the Arizona CCW class they attended with me. So your name is Scotty. Scotty, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Luca.
Okay, man. I hope I didn't make you fall asleep with all my introduction because sometimes I get kind of heavy on this stuff. But I wanted to give an idea what's going on, why I'm doing this, and more important, I wanted to get an idea. What do you think about the class? More important, I want to know your feedback. What I think about what one of the attendees, what you feel about it. What do you think about the experience with the class in general? Be honest.
You know what, Luca? I'll share something with you. I used to teach computer software, which is very, very hard to teach, and I've taught over 1,200 students and customers.
Wow!
And I think you were exceptionally well, very good. I didn't fall asleep in the class. You go to some seminars and stuff.
Yeah.
5 hours, you kept my attention, and I got to say, Luca, I've been around guns since I was 7,
wow.
And there's so many things I learned from your class in 5 hours that I had no clue. Just too busy. I didn't know. I learned a lot from your class.
Maybe it must be my accent keep you awake. I say, what did you just say? I missed that word. Let me take notes here. I can't fall asleep. I missed everything if I miss a word.
No, not at all. I mean, the passion, but the main point I noticed about your class, Luca, is you 100% you made sure safety first. All the people in the class, you made sure that they understood safety, and right out of the gate,
Yes.
You go to the range or the store, anywhere, no one's allowed to point a weapon at you, loaded, unloaded,
Exactly.
You made that point 100% clear.
Yeah, and this is exactly because the point, we are, first of all, we are responsible for ourselves and towards others, but indirectly, when you become a gun owner, not only, first of all, yes, I believe in individual responsibility. I don't want to be responsible for your action or somebody else's action. But at the same time, they try always to point down to us that we are bad people, or at least some part of the media, that we are irresponsible, that we somehow, we are able to, to create mass destruction just with our presence. No, I really believe that a good gun owner, a law-abiding gun owner, that also, of course, is educated in the defense in self-defense, but also very importantly, as you said, in the safety. It is an asset, and we need to act above the average, and everybody's pointing a finger at us already too. And guess what? We're going to show that we're going to be better than the average person out there. And as on top, more important, I always said, we are responsible morally, legally, in every way, for every bullet coming out of the barrel. No excuses. I don't believe in negligence. I believe at that point, in accident, I'm sorry. I don't believe in accidental discharges. I believe in negligence because as we were talking, to create a discharge, you must break more than one basic fundamental safety rule. Okay, it is not just one. So at that point, person, unfortunately, that created that type of accidental / negligental discharge, I'm sorry. You're supposed to have known the basics and practice the basics. That's the way we start from everything. But you're right, safety first and everything. What do you think about, in general, the idea also that I'm trying to almost overwhelm my students with things that normally they are not requested by the, let's say, the DPS, by their curriculum, but just to give them the idea what they should at least start to learn on their own. Is this something that was okay or maybe it was overwhelming? I'm always wondering if I was okay doing that.
No, you know what, Luca, I want to say that when you teach someone, you have an obligation and a duty to, it's like doing a job. You're going to do some work. Yeah, sure, you could skate by and I just do this and paint over it. It'll look good. But you have a duty and an obligation to make sure that they understand everything about it. It's like doing the work. You're going to do 100%. You're going to do a good job, make sure everybody's comfortable, they understand it, they can rely on it. And it's especially with a firearm. I mean, someone's life's going to depend on it, whether it's yours, your loved one, your neighbor. So there's, I totally, I totally appreciate and respect what you did in the class. You covered above and beyond.
Yeah, for example, marksmanship. You know very well that in 5 hours, would be impossible to teach a person in general about marksmanship, especially when the main obligation of the class towards the the DPS and what we have to do is go back first of all the safety, and then trying to give you an idea what are at least the laws in the state of Arizona, federal laws, when or cannot exercise the right to self-defend yourself with deadly force. Then there are other things that I want to bring, like for example, as I said, even covering the basic of how to handle in a gun, even just in, let's say, wars, because we'd have a chance to go to the range. By the way, you know that after I invite everybody to the range in a separate episode, at least in a separate day, because I want to, at least for my students, to have an idea, first of all, really what it means to shoot just at a paper target at 3-5 yards that doesn't shoot back to you, doesn't move, doesn't run, doesn't speed on you. I mean, it's just a paper target with all your calm, at least to know the basic that you can hit the paper target, and then start to visualize scenario that not because you just can hit the paper target, untimed from probably a ready position means that you're ready for a real life concealed carry situation in the society. That's a completely different scenario. So, but at least I want to give them a chance to know what they can learn, what they should learn. And some of them, maybe they already know this stuff, and that's great. They want to just come there together, paperwork for the CCW, and that's fine. But I always try to say, maybe I don't want that average person out there who's just trying to learn, or maybe he had a gun for many, many years, but never really had a chance to study, to practice in a real way, in a practical way, not just, as I said, shooting at a paper target a Sunday afternoon, the best day, or ideal condition. Just we're really with different situations. So I like to give this extra, and so we touch, for example, the marksmanship. We touch, of course, even the stances. There's something, of course, then you need to start to realize, practice and figure it out. And then, of course, we go to the things that I really think they are very important. The most important thing is the mindset, how to avoid that fight. At the end of the day, what is the best fight? The one that we can avoid, for sure. And the color of awareness. Any questions for example, sometimes I know when I go to classes, there's always something that maybe I didn't have clear in my mind. I wish I had my, the guy who was teaching to me that maybe, hey, can I get you another shot? Give me another question because maybe I didn't understand that, or maybe I would like more clarification. I give you, it would be good. Whatever questions you have, maybe it could be also helpful for other people that attended the class. Any questions you have for me regarding
probably the biggest one for me, Luca, is, I'm thinking, oh, great. Okay, I passed the class. I took the class. I learned a lot. Mm-hmm. I sent my application off. Now I'm running to the mailbox every day waiting for the permit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But at the same time, now I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. I have this permit. Now I have this big responsibility. Yeah. I have this duty and responsibility to be trained for situations. Like you're talking people, you hear on the news and road rage and this kind of stuff and how to avoid. The main thing is to avoid the situation, sit back, make sure you're safe, make sure your family's safe, your loved ones. Yeah. Don't fall into the thing. I mean, training is the ticket. And I understand you have some other classes coming up, and I definitely will take those classes because, I thought I knew a lot, and I'm sitting in the class and you're covering things and like, oh, I didn't know that. And, oh, I didn't know that.
Let me talk about the class. This is important. This is exactly what I've tried to do. I was pretty blessed. I came here and I had a chance to be able to afford, let's say, studying. First of all, at places like Frontside, Nevada, that I know, especially years ago, they were very, let's say, more expensive than now. Now, if you have a connection, you can get in for really a good, affordable price. But at the time, it was thousands of dollars. And whenever I had the chance to go into that type of, let's say, education, I was really serious to tap in and to try to learn as much as I could. At the same time, I realized that not everybody can leave 4 days of their week and go to Paramp, especially if you live a little far away, can afford even the airplanes or even just the travel time and even just the days out of work. So besides, even we go into the, let's say, the class, the membership itself. I mean, Frontside, Nevada, if you pay a la carte, let's say just the 4-day class, they want $2,000 for 4 days, okay? It's an incredible training, but damn it, $2,000. I don't think everybody can afford it. Even the membership, if you don't know anybody, it costs you thousands of dollars. The lifetime membership, really the most affordable. So my point was, I said, wow, I would love to create something for the average guy like me. I'm an average guy. I don't do this for a living. It means I don't work for like police or army or anything. I'm just a guy who wants to be responsible, wants to be a better gun owner. I would like to give a close to home a good training that is really practical. We go straight from, first of all, the first class I always say I would like to invite people to do, even if you do not do you don't need the CCW, attend that class. Because in that 5 hours, we go safety, we go the law, we go, of course, be responsible gun owners, and more important, also understand all the different things about mindset. It is almost a class on its own. It's almost like a propedeutical class. Then, if you're into guns, for example, let's say you carry a gun, of course, you got a CCW class for the gun. I said, I want to create a class. It's going to be in 2 days. We're talking about 2 business days, but it's going to be cut like 5 hours and 5 hours each day, because I know that after 5 hours, you're going to start to get tired, okay? And maybe you still have maybe dogs to feed and kids to get from school. So it's kind of almost, I'm trying to create this for the average guy that still has some responsibility at home and maybe be alone and have to take care of house, okay? So close to home in Mojave County, 5 hours the first day, 5 hours the second day. For example, the first class is called Handgun Self-Defense 101. It's going to be just focusing on marksmanship, the basic from the stances, and more important, all immediately apply to a realistic self-defense scenario. I mean, I'm not here to try to share how to shoot at paper targets for the Olympic Games. No, I want to be able to say, okay, I want to give you the foundations to say, now I want to have the elements that after I finish this class, I can go back to the range by myself, bring a piece of paper, a timer eventually, and start to do drills and training that I can build up on my own, but at least I know the foundation. I know what to learn, what to practice. And the idea is that you carry the gun for self-defense. It is going to be with you, and you need to start to understand that the gun you will carry concealed, and you need to be able to be delivering it into a fight from concealed, and you need to start to know your limits, and you need to start to go to realistic distances from the 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards, and 15 yards. And you don't have all the time of your life, because sometimes the Moai probably shooting at you or is charging you with a knife or things like that. So we will go to these basic, very important skills. Keep them simple but practical, that at the end of the day say, wow, now in 10 hours I say, you know what, I have enough information that I can start to do it even on my own and with an affordable price. For example, tell me, I want your opinion, because I'm trying really to make it affordable for everybody. I want to get out the first class, Handgun Self-Defense 101, for the weekends. It's going to be 2 days. First day, as I said, 5 hours. Then people can go back home, relax. And we see the second day in the morning, another 5 hours. It's going to be complete 10 hours, $149, all included. What do you think? Is you think is
Luca, I'll tell you something. I guarantee. Well, I hate to say this, but in our society, in our world, the way things are going,
yeah,
things happen very quick. When you have someone stick you're going to gas up, right?
Yeah.
And you said something in your class that stop. You made all the students stop. You say, think about this. Imagine it. Picture it. Your war face. Things happen really quick, and if you fall into that drama and trauma, you'll freeze up. You won't think.
Yeah.
And I've had a gun stuck in my forehead. I couldn't get my gun out of my holster quick enough. Wow. That's when you fall into the trauma.
Wow.
But what you're talking about is field training. You have to train, prep, be ready. It's like taking karate class. You don't think. You just work through the motions. Boom, boom, boom. You disarm the other person. You knock them down. That's it. You have to be trained.
Train everything, hopefully, you will react to that training, because as I said, there is always the law of the 50%. In ideal day, at the range, even when you train at your best, that's in ideal situation when nobody's really pointing a gun at you, and you are not under stress. Probably is a perfect lighting. Probably you're relief. You have water, you have food. You feel relaxed. But you need always to think in a real life. Probably you're gonna be tired. You're going to be late at night, or at least in a condition with low light. And more important, you're going to really have so much adrenaline in your body that it's difficult to recreate in the range in a general situation. So that's why 50% means that at the range, whatever you do, it's your best. Outside the range in real life, you probably will perform 50% less. And that's why it's very important to be honest with ourselves and be harsh almost with ourselves. When we train at the range, we want to be the best we can, because we say, okay, if I can do this at the range, means I don't want to get too cocky. Say, okay, look, I got a great group, I got a decent time. You know what? In real life, I'm going to get worse. I'm not going to get better. So that's why we got to always try to do our best. And tell me something. You had an interesting situation during the class. Correct me if I'm wrong. You were talking about something that I think it was you. You were in Texas, and something was weird. Tell me about it, because I think you were really able to, just with your instinct, to diffuse it, because you were able to pretty much show him that you were aware. And that's one of the first things I said, to this type of criminals, that they're like the coward criminals, the occasional predators, that they look for prey, that they are somehow completely unaware. That's the first thing we can to defend ourselves, to be aware and let them know. Tell me the story, please.
I'll tell you, Luca, I was blessed. I met a Israeli army, special army from Israeli. I took one of his classes. I was in the gold business, so they said, "Oh, you got to take this training, and you need to do this." And so I went to the class. I didn't really want to, it's a Saturday. I want to go to the beach or whatever, So I went to this class, and he taught me, when you pull into an environment, I don't care where it is, the supermarket, whatever, big store, gas station, you scan, you look around, and you're looking for somebody they're just there. They're not going anywhere. They're not doing anything. They're just, they're standing there. So I was in El Paso. I was coming back from Florida. I stopped for fuel, and it's a vulnerable time. You're in a gas station. You're sitting there. You got the thing in the pump, and this guy started walking towards me, and I spotted him when I pulled in because I was scanning. And I go, I don't know, this guy's up to something, homeless guy, right?
Yeah.
And, I got nothing against, we've all had our tough times, but he just comes up, he gets within about 10 feet. I do like you said in the class, I raise my hand, I tell him stop, I keep my hand up, I raise my voice, and I go, I'm not interested. And he started on with, well, I'm not interested. I don't want, whatever's going on with you, I can't help you. But it was just the situational awareness. You need to scan around, look around. Yeah, and these guys, they're not smiling. They're just hanging out on the corner. They might even be working teams, maybe two guys, one in front, one in back. You don't know.
Yeah.
So you're vulnerable. You're sitting there. Your car's off. I don't know. But I defused the situation. I told this guy to just stand off, don't come any closer, and that was it. It was just spooky. I'm there. I'm just a customer. I'm trying to do my business and get on the highway.
You were lucky because you were able, first of all, to respond immediately with your instinct. You didn't just fall for, okay, let me get close to you. And more important, the fact that you were scanning around, as you said, that could be exactly the first thing, because they try to distract you on one hand, and then they attack you from the back. You may find yourself maybe knocked down with a bottle on your head in the best case scenario, or maybe a knife on your throat, or only God knows what. And as you say, they are not smart, but they're like the mentality of the coyotes, a pack. And they feel strong
that's it.
And so I'm glad you can talk about that. Many people may not have the chance to survive even that, seriously.
No, but that's the thing. When you pull in somewhere, if you see somebody that they're standing around, it could be a poor guy who just lost his house, he's down on his luck, or it could be a psycho guy that's, out on the street on the run. You don't know. Exactly.
And as I said, we are not here, to judge others. I always feel compassion too, but there is a point that the first thing I need to do when I'm out there, I'm not going to be able to solve anybody's problem. I know that. All I know that out there, I need to be sure that I come back home. Okay? That's number one thing. And I know when you have a person that comes really at the point, it is not anymore about the gun. Even just a box cutter, okay, a knife, a short knife, a hand pocket knife, at 21 feet or even more than 25 feet, somebody can somehow jump on you so fast, you will not be able to react fast enough, and you may find yourself really in a complete pool of blood, seriously, and that's not worth it. So I say, the best thing is keep the distances. You don't need to be harsh, like calling them names, but at the same time you're stern. You let them know that you're in control. And if somebody at that point, after you give them, let's say, this verbal command, help with the hands, they're still coming towards you, we have a problem here. Because at that point, the good person will say, okay, sorry, man, I understand, whatever, move on. Somebody still coming close to you, or is a complete jerk, and I don't like jerks, or somebody has a plan. So both ways is something you must somehow figure it out. Well,
one thing I know.
Go ahead, finish.
The one thing I noticed, Luke, I'll just interject real quick, is when you put your hand up and somebody's approaching a stranger, and they might be panhandling, you don't know what they're up to, you don't know what their agenda is. Yeah. You raise your hand, you raise your voice. Now you have the attention of everybody in the gas station on your side.
Yes.
They're going, well, wait a minute. What's going on over here? What's going on over there? Who's this guy? Who's that guy? Why is he harassing this person?
Exactly.
Now you have everybody looking out for you as well.
They're called witnesses. And also very important, as I said, I was trying to almost make it in a way over exaggerated. The fact of the hands. The hands probably one of the most powerful language, An open hand is a sign of, first of all, you're not looking for trouble, especially when you point at somebody that is coming close to you, say, stay away. And at that point, cameras, recording cameras, security cameras, witnesses, they see that, hey, you are the person that you were trying to defuse. You were trying to somehow stay away from that potential aggressor. And that's very important, because at that point, you need to look at, you want to make as clear as possible who is the good guy, who is the bad guy, in case something happens. So that's, I think, is very important to focus on that. And by the way, that will be also another exercise that we will do at the class live, because we don't just go there and shoot from ready the target. The idea is going to be to, first of all, do everything without ammunition, dry, to be sure that everybody's safe. And when you operate without ammunition in a dry practice manners, you will see what you do wrong. You can see every step of your presentation, of your marksmanship, everything, little details, you will see what you do wrong. And that's very important. And then at that point, you can do the same exercises that we will do live fire at the range. You can practice at home, because 90% of your training, you can do it at home with some snap caps, ammunition, with, of course, an area like a room dedicated to that, and a target, and eventually even a timer if you can. And you can do the same training. And that's going to be so beautiful, because you don't go anymore to the range and you have to every time to worry, oh my God, I spent today $100 in ammunition. No. When we go to the range, for example, for myself to train, I shoot probably no more than 50 rounds. But every round I shoot, I do at least 5 or 6 dry practice. In the best day when I have time, I do this ratio. 1 round shot, 10 dry practice. That means at the end of the day, I do, like, for example, let's say if I shoot 10 rounds, it's like I shot probably 100 rounds, okay? So that's the idea. So that's another thing. But, I'm looking forward, by the way, yes, I would like to see you now. First of all, you have with other attendees of the class, this sort of, let's say, part of the package to have a day they will decide. I'm going to decide probably next week. I want to get a date. Now the sun is coming back. And we will spend at least a couple hours at the range just to finish the class for CCW, just to take a look, all the things that I would like to, first of all, you show me your gun, your holster. I want to see what you have, maybe something we can improve. And then we can start to see, okay, without even trying to go into any details, I want to see people how they shoot right now with the knowledge that they have. We will start dry practice. We will start with, of course, it's always safe, and then with some live ammunition. And then I can give you my couple of extra inputs, and I'll show you a couple of basic things that I think they are realistically into a life situation, especially for a law-abiding concealed carry permit gun owner. That would be the idea. Very good. Listen, I'm excited. And by the way, I want to thank you because, as you said, you are the perfect example of what I think we should be. Myself, I feel as I'm like you. I have many guns. I live in Arizona. I said years ago, I have guns. I can go shoot. But we need to always humble ourselves to say for sure, we don't know everything. And even now, especially in the state where we have no more the necessity to have a CCW permit to carry concealed, many people think, okay, I don't need a permit. I'm ready to go. And then when we fail, then when we lack the knowledge, and then when we become dangerous to us and to society, Though I think it's very important and grateful that yourself, like you've been around guns since you were a kid, but still you took the time, took the effort, come to the class, try to learn, and try to say, wow, there is much more we can learn. So I think that's the great attitude. As I said, I can teach you the foundation, I can teach you everything, but I cannot teach you attitude. That's for sure.
Luca, it's like insurance. It's like life insurance. I hate to say it, but sooner or later, you will be exposed to an incident. You will be involved in an incident.
Yeah.
I don't care if you go to Vegas. I don't care where you go. Florida, I was just there. I was just Vegas.
Yeah.
There's going to be an incident. You're going to be involved in some situation, or you might be able to identify a situation and walk away.
Exactly.
But the important thing you owe to yourself is to be able to spot it, and you already know the training is the key thing. Like any athlete, any sport, anything, you need to learn the basics. Train.
Yeah, and also, as I said, I try to also have fun meanwhile. It's a beautiful thing because I think it's a responsibility. Also, is a real thing. Sometimes people think, oh, it's not gonna happen to me. After all, I live in a good neighborhood. I'm fine. Guess what? Evil happens. Evil happens.
Luca
exists.
2 months ago, I moved from California.
Yes.
High crime, this and that. 2 months ago, the neighbor, 100 feet away, home invasion.
Wow.
Guy's high on meth or dope or something, breaks into the house.
Wow.
The husband's at work. She's there by herself. They drugged the dog. They doped the dog 3 hours before.
Wow.
I mean, you talk about safe room. I'm setting up a safe room in my house.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to, sometimes people say, oh, safe room. I'm not a famous actor. I don't have the money. You don't need to have money. You don't need to have any special resources. All you need to have some awareness and some will and some little knowledge. There are people, of course, they got the resources. They can make a safe room like, I don't know, some movie of 007. I'm talking about just to create a room. Seriously, you can spend $1 million for a safe room. Okay, I'm sure, I don't know, some actors like, the guy that does, what is the name? I forgot. I used to watch his movies, his spy movies.
I know who you're talking about, but just going to a hardware store, $79 for an iron door with a release latch, a motion sensor in the yard, anything.
But also, it's even the room itself. We live in the households, and the average American home has the interior doors. They're pretty much made of cardboard. Okay, you can spit and you can go through with a hand. Start to change, for example, the door of your bedroom for a door made of steel. It doesn't cost much. You can get a one for $100. Okay. Start to, for example, put a deadbolt inside the door. Start to reinforce a little bit the area of the hinges. There are different things that for $70 you can get some sort of a support frame that you don't need to replace the whole frame, but it really makes it almost indestructible, at least attached to the wall. It's a reinforcement of steel that you can attach to the area where there is the bolt. I mean, it makes the door very, very good. At night when you sleep, I don't care how fast you are, how strong you are. If you're sleeping, somebody's coming to your home and you don't hear it, you're gonna wake up, if you're lucky, with a gun pointed at your face. If you're lucky, if you wake up at all. So it's imperative to have a place at night that you can at least rest without stress. Number one. Number two, if you had to run and hide, at least in its defensive position, as I said, let the bastard come to you. Unless there is really an emergency, like, for example, you have a child or some element of the family that is on the other side of the house, let them come to you. Don't go in their potential ambush. That's the story. But, that's the situation. I'm excited to see you again, first of all, for the class. Oh, my gosh, I got people right now. I got some people from the class. This is great timing. They're great.
They're calling you.
Yeah, well, that's great. And that's also what I like. I'm telling you, one thing I like about this, for me, first of all, it's a pleasure. I don't do this because, oh my God, I'm counting the hours. Oh, we are 30 minutes over time. I gotta go. No, I love it. I really enjoy it. I mean, I used to do this for free. When I go to places, I meet people. It's like my form of voluntarism. Okay. Now, of course, I got so many things I need to take care of myself too. So I can't do this professionally unless I do the way I do it. At the same time, I have such a pleasure to meet people like you that we can, we like the same things. I don't say we need to agree on the same things, but we always somehow we have some core belief that we share. And I consider you guys like brothers and sisters. We are really facing the same hopes the same dreams, the same also fears. And I think it's beautiful that we can help each other to, because for me at the end of the day, it's almost selfish. I tell you, when I know that I have in the month reach, let's say 50, 60, 100 more gun owners, that they are on the journey to become better gun owners, safer gun owners. Also, I am talking about with skills, say, wow, they are not just some shooting a paper target. They are able to eventually to save a life. Like, for example, that guy that in southern Arizona just a couple of weeks ago saved the life of a state trooper. I mean, that was a very hard thing to do, to shoot at somebody in real life that you need to really use that deadly force. I mean, it seems simple. It is not simple. And, that policeman, that state trooper, he thanked this guy. His family is grateful. I mean, that guy changed probably many destinies in the life of that family. Because think about now that law-abiding gun owner, he wasn't able to be there or wasn't able to perform the way he did, the state trooper would be dead. Probably his sons would have been without father. Probably his wife would have been, I don't know, on welfare. I mean, think of how much life would be destroyed on top of a human life, So I think it's such a beautiful thing to give this opportunity to people to start to reach their potential. And for me, it's an honor, even especially that you gave me that type of privilege to and trust, because this is from also trust. You can go and find many places, and the fact you chose me, I appreciate it and I'm grateful.
No. I hear your passion and the respect and the honor that you put in, the effort you put into the class, and I appreciate that, Luca.
Very good. Listen, thank you. Let me remind to everybody now, just in case, guys. By the way, we have more classes coming for the CCW, Arizona CCW. You can go to azccw.us, azccw.us, or arizonaconcealedcarrypermit.com. And there is a section called Arizona CCW. We have classes coming in Kingman, in Havasu, even in Golden Valley at the range, Mojave Sportsman Club. And as I said, also another thing I want to remind, if you are a single mother, and I mean, when single mother means, not just that you have, let's say, divorce and maybe your husband give you $10,000 in alimony. I'm talking a single mother with needs, okay? Single mom that maybe she's on a budget, maybe she's on welfare. And I'm not going to ask you many questions, but if I see you showing up with a, latest model of Mustang, brand new, you're not qualifying for that. I'm talking about a single mom who needs some help. I always keep the privacy. Nobody's going to know what is your situation, but you will able to attend the class completely free. Zero, no money. I'm going to give you the class for free. Same story if you are on disability, but I'm talking about a real disability, okay? Not just you have a back pain. Talking about you have probably, I don't know, you don't have a leg or you're on the wheelchair. I'll help you out. And especially if you say, look, I'm on tough money right now, we give you the class for free. And this is not the government that when they say free means that somebody else is going to be robbed. No, this is an act of love. And of course, that's why I invite people to come to the classes. And of course, we can create a little surplus. People paying this very affordable fee. By the way, it's $85 for the class, includes everything. And by the way, I wait for your email, Scotty. I also give you this updated PDF file with all the curriculum and all the different points that we talked during the class. And then every time I have an update, for example, now the next update is going to be, first of all, get the first curriculum that is 70 pages, okay? But I'm doing the same curriculum, not just with the line points, 70 pages. I'm going to do probably about 150 pages now I'm working on to create like an ebook that you really like. Every time you want to go back to the class, it's like me talking step by step. I will articulate every step. So every time you want a refreshment, you got this book and it's access for life. Every time I have an improvement or any new upgrade, I'm creating right now a page on azccw.us with a login. You as an attendee, you have access to this login and you will be able to download every time there is an update. So this is pretty much what I'm trying to work right now just on this class. And then, of course, as I said,
excellent.
I would like to have the next project now I'm working on. The curriculum is ready to go. It is going to be the pretty much the situation for the self-defense 101 with the handgun. And we have also self-defense 101 with the rifle. But it's going to be two different classes. Now, one thing I want to remind to the people, because we talked during the class about liability. We talk about also, unfortunately, the danger to be arrested in a self-defense situation, even if we are innocent. We still can be arrested. We still can be sued. We still may need a lot of money to defend ourselves, even just to get out of jail. And there are different solutions we talked during the class. But I want to remind everybody out there, one thing that I found, and I'm very grateful that I found, and I was very grateful to join, and it's called the USCCA. Okay, USCCA is an organization that not only try to educate people, gun owners, to become better gun owners, but also is like an insurance program that really for pennies on the dollar, you have access to an incredible packages of lawyers with no deductibles. I mean, there are just, you got like starting from $250,000 in legal expenses paid. Okay, you're talking about bonds, bail bonds paid. I mean, lawyers with the normally just the retainer would cost you thousands of dollars, all included for talking about 15 cents or so a day. Okay, so I say if people want to check it out, because I say I joined. I think it's an incredible thing. I never heard about that till probably a few months ago when I started really to go to have a chance to learn about them. Please, people, you can go to www.uscca class offer, CLASS offer, OFFER.com. You enter the code 7643, and there is a free video, explains to you everything, how it works, what you get, what you pay, and it's really, in my opinion, one of the best thing. And I tell you, you know what, 15 cents a day? Yes, I think I can afford it. Okay, 20 cents a day, I can afford it. And, you know, it's cheaper than what, a glass of water. But I know that in case, since I carry a gun for living, at least, you know, it's my, every day out there, I carry this. I made that decision. I think it's good to have, you know, some sort of defense that is affordable. Because, for example, a policeman, a law enforcement, you know, as the taxpayer, as lawyers, the city or the county, you know, they always represent him. It's shielded. We are not shielded. Our homes are in danger. Our paychecks are in danger, you know. And it's not just the criminal aspect, also the civil aspect. Think about it, you know. They can really come after you if they can. So that's the situation. Did you have a chance to watch the video yet, Scotty?
No, Luca, I'm going to take some time. Sunday's my catch-up day, so tomorrow I'll send you an email after tonight, and then I'll take a look at the video, and then I'm going to look at your other course coming up. Yeah, and definitely sign up for that. Yeah, this the class. The other classes, you know, I didn't put out officially the curriculum yet, but I'm going to put the first date. Probably going to be in March. We're going to start with that one. But meanwhile, I invite you to watch the video and also send me the email. So we'll send you the PDF. And then I'm going to give all my students of the first few classes we had an accurate date for the first Handgun Self-Defense 101 that we will do here, of course, the first week or so of March. Excellent. Perfect. Thank you, Scotty. Listen, I appreciate everything you're doing, also your support, okay? Thank you, Luca. Bless you. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, listen, guys. This is pretty much the idea of the show, okay? We're here. We talk like regular people because we are regular people. And the idea is to share knowledge, to share love, to share all the tools we need to become better people in general. I'm not perfect. I'm probably very far from perfect. But I tell you, I always try to thrive to learn from my mistakes. And when it comes down to Second Amendment, it is a right, but also is a big responsibility. It is a duty to be better. We cannot just say, okay, I got that right, I'm ready to go. No, I think it's something that really we need to learn. And I don't care if you get it from me, from wherever you go, but become a better gun owner. Seriously, it's a beautiful thing. I think it's an incredible right we have. I was looking, more I look around, more I meet people from around the world. It reminds me really what type of blessing we have to be in this country, especially in the state of Arizona, that you can wake up in the morning, wear your pants, and forget that you have your holster. You can get out of the house like I do, you know, say, you know what, that's my right. I carry my gun. And you know what, I don't remember one day since I came here almost 12 years ago in the state of Arizona that I did not have a gun on me in my holster every morning I get up, every day. And the only reason why I put it away when I have to go to these places that I try to avoid, like the plague, like, you know, the post office, and other places that could be private business that they don't want at that point, I just don't go. But or federal building, of course, or, you know, if you have to go to court houses, or I don't go there, thank God. But anyway, the point is, it's a great place to be. Let's enjoy it.
Let's use it, but also let's become better than we are. Always there is a way to be better. All right, little break. Then we're ready for our number 3. But more important, I have another little more information to share with you before we finish. Incredible opportunity with the new administration, with President Trump, to repeal all these executive orders from that piece of, I don't want to call it names, but anyway, Mr. Obama. That's all I can tell you right now. Thank God it's gone. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna.
It is time. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now with Arizona Concealed Carry Permit by Zanna Enterprises, LLC. Become a more responsible and educated gun owner. Carry legally concealed in 35 states. Carry permitted in restaurants where alcohol is served. Learn where and how you can legally carry a firearm in Arizona. Learn where you can use deadly force. Where can you display your gun or not for self-defense? Learn how to deal with law enforcement while carrying a firearm. Learn how to be aware of your surroundings and how to avoid a confrontation. Buy your gun without waiting for a background check. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now. Go to www.azccw.us. Go to www.azccw.us. Free for single mothers and people with disabilities.
Everyone wants safety and security for their family and loved ones. But there's a certain type of person who's willing to accept that responsibility as their own. If you're like me and you own a firearm for self-defense and personal protection, this short video is for you. You know, as responsible Americans, we all have auto insurance, home insurance. Some of us even have insurance for our cell phones. But what about education, training, and legal and financial protection for when you're forced to use your own gun? Have you ever wondered what would happen in the event you were forced to pull the trigger to protect your family and loved ones? Do you trust our legal system? Do you know exactly how the civil and criminal courts work? Do you have a good lawyer waiting for your call right now? Can you imagine being in the situation where you had to come up with a $100,000 bail bond and then another $50,000 or $75,000 to hire a criminal defense team, all because you did the right thing and defended your family? What if you had to settle for a public defender? A public defender who didn't have a world-class legal team and probably didn't even think you were innocent. And what if you survived the criminal proceedings, but then the family of the evil thug sued you for $500,000? Look, I realize these are not fun questions to consider, but I think we both know that denial is never a good strategy. Well, here are a few more questions that will give you hope. What would you need to feel more confident about having to actually use your gun to defend your family? What if you were part of an ongoing education and training system that prepared you to know exactly what to do before, during, and after a violent attack? What if there was a critical response team and over 400 criminal and civil defense attorneys literally waiting for your call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year? What if your self-defense actions were backed by the nation's largest member-owned Association of Responsibly Armed American Gun Owners? Hi, my name is Tim Schmidt. I'm the president and founder of the USCCA and the creator of the USCCA Self-Defense Shield. As a USCCA member, you'll receive the education, training, and legal and financial protection that will allow you to prevail when you're forced to defend your family or loved ones. You see, I started the USCCA over 13 years ago, back in 2003. My mission is to educate and train 10 million gun owners, empower and ensure 1 million USCCA members, stop 20,000 crimes, and in turn, save 1,000 lives. And I'd like you and your family to be a part of this mission. Right now.
Okay, guys, that's pretty much part of the video that I really invite you to watch. Go to usccaclassoffer.com, uscclassoffer.com, and enter the code 7643. No commitment. You watch the information. You watch what benefits you have. And I tell you, I had the opportunity to find this through another gun instructor, and I was blessed. Immediately I joined. You don't have to join. Just watch the information. It could save your life in every way. Seriously. And protect you for pennies on the dollars. That's all I can say. Now, beside that, I was telling you before, we have more classes coming for the CCW, Arizona CCW classes. Another one is going to be in Havasu at the end of the month, at Havasu Guns. exactly the 26th of February. Am I right? Yes. Wow, this is coming close. I have another class in Phoenix, probably the 11th. Yes, it's going to be the 11th. And we have also a class in Golden Valley coming pretty soon. It's going to be probably in the next couple of weeks. So just check it out. Go to azccw.us. Now, I was telling something about news. President Trump, you may like him or not, may be perfect or not, but he's doing what he wanted to do, what he promised to do. That's the bottom line. And I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed, especially when it comes down to things that, I agree. I don't agree on everything, and that's fine. We're never going to find somebody who agree on everything. But I tell you, the guy he does what he said. That's the bottom line. He's ready to also reverse some anti-gun executive order that Mr. Obama, he did unconstitutionally before he left office, okay? During the years, not just before he left office. So what I really think is important is, first of all, people say, Mr. Trump, President Trump must go through Congress to remove Obama's executive orders. No, Obama did these executive orders out of a pen and paper, and guess what? Unconstitutionally they were, and at that point, the new president has the right to remove these unconstitutional executive orders. They're supposed to be also null and void anyway. But let's think about what he can remove right now, President Trump. Removing the U.S. from the anti-gun UN Arms Trade Treaty that, of course, the Obama administration signed even without being ratified by the Senate. So right there, great job. Please continue that. Do it. Repealing bullet and gun import bans going from Obama back to George H.W. Bush semi-automatic import ban gun. I mean, that's ammunition that was banned from the import, and some certain guns, not just with Obama, also with George H.W. Bush. Now, repealing the suspension of health privacy laws with respect to gun owners. I mean, think about it, now the doctors have the right and the duty to somehow spy on you. I mean, what the heck? And of course, you know the story that, the doctors, I think an executive action that Obama did was encourage doctors to inquire about gun ownership and to enter this information into a federal health database. I'm sure whenever you went to the doctor lately, they ask you, do you have a gun? Or is your husband has a gun? Or is your dad has a gun? Or yourself you have a gun? Anyway, restoring gun rights for over 257,000, my God, I'm tired, law-abiding veterans. Yes, because you were a veteran without due process, just because probably, guess what, you had some stress, post-traumatic stress, not even being found to be dangerous to others, they just deny your rights. That's ridiculous. And then, of course, repealing Obama's effort to strip Social Security recipients of their guns merely because a guardian processes their checks. Just because a guardian processes their checks. So that's my point. I think this is a credible opportunity we have to take our rights back. We may not agree with everything what Mr. President Obama is doing. President Trump is doing, but guess what? I believe that comparing what we could have faced right now, if the other side was in power, would it be the death of America? So I tell you, a lot of hope. TPP is gone. Look, this sort of unconstitutional treaties that we go to have to pay carbon taxes just because we fart or we breathe. There's a complete scam called global warming. It's gone. Okay, EPA, it needs to get some sort of a break, and he's doing it. And so many other things we already talked. But now when it comes down to the Second Amendment, I think we have a great chance. And think about it. We have these other bills coming soon through. I really hope we can go through with those. I believe that one of the most important things is going to be they have the opportunity to have a concealed carry permit that is valid for all 50 states, like a driver license, without undermining the sovereignty of each state, for sure. I think there is a great potential. We have no excuses. The Senate, the House, supposed to be Republican. President Trump is there. He committed himself before the election. And so far, all the things he said, he's doing them. You may agree or not with him on everything, but he's doing them. I tell you, that's, I think, for me, shows integrity. Another thing I like about President Trump, he's the only president talking, exposing the dangers of vaccine. That's so important. I mean, you know what it means when you do something like that? You are pretty much getting across putting yourself against the biggest conglomeration of, I call it the mafia, the big pharma mafia. There are billions of dollars in the process of just the flu shots of these vaccines. With, of course, with all this sort of a shielding from lawsuits and all these things. Guess what? President Trump to go out in public and say that, that's amazing. People would kill you for much less. We're talking about $1 billion industry. And I'm amazed. I'm very impressed. So that's all I can say. Thank you, President Trump. As I said, I may not agree with you on everything, but I respect you for your integrity, and I try to look right now all the things that you really, I think, can be beneficial to our republic, to our basic, foundation of this republic and our rights. As I said, there are things that I don't agree with President Trump. I think sometimes it's too much of a socialist situation. People doesn't see it, but I will talk more about that. But I look at the potential that we're doing here, what it's doing also with the sovereignty, getting away from the New World Order. I think that's amazing. We never would have a chance like that with anybody else. That's what I'm saying. All right, now we are ready for our number 3. We'll talk more about love. It's going to be an interesting show, of course. And I want to say thank you very much for your help and support. You can support the show going to even just lovegunsfreedom.com. On the homepage, you will see different items you can purchase. For example, the new special concealed carry holster that you can put in the purse of your lady. Special concealed adjustable system that is a carrier system that you can somehow customize for the purse of your lady for a very affordable price, $30. Much more affordable than buy a new purse. That would cost you probably special dedicated purses about probably $60, $70. So do that. Go to lovegunsfreedom.com, and I appreciate your help. Also, don't forget, you attend one of our classes, my classes, Arizona CCW classes for just $85, free for single moms. Go please to azccw.us. So in this way, we'll keep the show free, and we can pretty much have freedom of speech. That's the most important thing. If you disagree with me, I want you on the show. Seriously, I love you to have you on the show. Let's just be polite, and we comply with FCC, and you're more than welcome. Don't go away. Ready for our number 3. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna.
Do you want social justice? Now I give you social justice.
The Zanna way.
Don't trade on us the Freedom Rifle by Zanna. The most affordable military-grade semi-automatic AR-15 rifle in M4 configuration, chambered in 223 Wild that can shoot both 5.56 NATO and 223 Remington. 4 minutes of angle for just $499. Made in the USA. Get your Freedom Rifle now. We need every law-abiding American armed with knowledge and at least one military rifle ready to defend good against evil. With every Don't Trade on Us rifle, you will get free parchment replica of the United States Constitution, free digital CD Don't Trade on Us, free ebook How to Become a Rifleman, free t-shirt Slaves Are Never Armed, I Am Not a Slave, free 30 rounds magazine where allowed by the law, free laser engraved ejection port Don't Trade on Us for just $499. Go to www.freedomrifle.com www.freedomrifle.com. Get your Freedom Rifle now.